besties, to the FanTEAsy Podcast, where two besties spill all the delicious tea on the books we read. I'm Callie, and my bestie is obviously Montana, and we are so excited to be joining the revolution. Please, if you haven't already done so, go leave a review and subscribe to our podcast to be the first to know of all new episodes.
We are so excited to finally be starting our deep dive into Iron Flame. Holy smokes, how we got here, I don't know, but we are breaking up the book 4 chapters at a time. That is putting us at 17 episodes total, leading us right up to the release of Onyx Storm.
Remember, this is a full deep dive, and we will be covering fan theories as well as our own. So there will be lots of spoilers for the remainder of Iron Flame as we prepare for Onyx Storm to tear us apart. So please read Iron Flame and then follow along and share your theories with us so we can all share them together.
Iron Flame and this podcast does contain mature content. There will be eventually torture, there's talk of murder, there's weapons, there's, just graphic things that some people may be uncomfortable with. We're also adults. We have adult conversation, and we swear a lot. It's just who we are. We're not sorry about it. So this episode is rated R, and just take note if that's not your thing.
And with that, are you ready to join the revolution?
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh my gosh. And we're here, and we finished our fourth wing, and now we're in Iron Flame and Holy Toledo's, and I swear if words could just come to me today, that would be great. Because apparently I can't form sentences. Oh my heavens.
Struggle bus, it's all right.
It is fine. I'm so excited. We're in a revolution. Shit's about to get wild. But before we dive in, how we always start our podcast episodes, Montana, what era are you in?
Reputation, no hesitation.
Ooh.
We feeling like a bad bitch today.
What's really this obviously the song that has been stuck in my head for the last 2 days is so the opposite of any Reputation song.
Literally nothing whatsoever.
Not Taylor Swift, but everyone should go listen to it because it's just a feel-good, you want to belt out 80s vibe. Chaperones, Pink Pony Club, go listen to it. But if I had to pick an era, get my plug in. Era. I'm still Torture Poets Department right now. I'm feeling Florida, Summer's Ending, Fortnite, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, all the things. That's where I'm at. Mm-hmm.
All the good ones.
All the good ones.
All right, well, before we fully dive in and breaking down chapters 1 through 4, Callie, what is our monologue? My favorite part of every episode.
Short and sweet today. We only have 4 chapters. Yay. Okay, chapter 1. We have officially joined the revolution and are about to conquer the damn world. Or at least we're going to try. When we jump into the beginning of Iron Flame, we are right where we left off in Aretia, only this time we have some new, old faces here too. Brennen is back from the dead. Although Violet is thrilled, she is also quite ticked off that the secret was kept from her, and, well, rightfully so. Chapter 2. Violet is demanding answers from Brennen, starting with the fact that, 1, he is alive, and 2, Venin are real? I'm sorry, what? If only those fables were just that, fables. What is confusing most to Violet is how her own mother could be hiding such truths from her. After we establish that although Brennen is alive, all he has been doing has been fighting the good fight, not off procreating perfect little Brennen babies, we move on to learn about sweet baby Andarna, who is now going through full-blown puberty and is not so sweet and babyish anymore. Chapter 3. The Riot and their riders make their way back to Basgiath, arriving just before sunrise, and the graduation ceremony is to commence. Violet is still ready to throw hands at Xaden, even though she still wants to jump his bones. It's complicated, okay? They have a plan in place, and if all goes well, they will not die today. Chapter 4. Graduation is here, and although it should be a day to celebrate their victories, it's feeling a little ominous. But maybe that's because Captain Fitzgibbons is reading the death roll with names of people who are still alive. With a big mic drop, Xaden struts to the front of formation and shows them how undead he really is. Graduation ends with our surviving 5 friends and Xaden getting orders to his new post. That's all.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Who let us out of the house? Who let us do this?
I don't know. Today's my brain just went right out the door with my children when they went to school, I think.
That's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay. Well, what is our chapter 1 summary?
Are you ready? Chapter 1. Welcome to the fucking revolution. We may not be under the original leader, Ben Ryerson, but we are in some damn sexy hands in Xaden's. He has fully taken on the next leader for what is now the revolution. With Brennen by his side as his mender, there is nothing that can stop them now, except maybe Violet, who has just learned her brother is alive and has been living in secrecy for the last 6 years. While the two play catch-up, we learn of what has really been going on and how this is about to change Violet's entire life. Dun, dun,
I
dun.
have tears. I literally have tears.
Damn, sexy hands. Just saying.
Not knowing the monologue or the chapter summaries, I think it just makes it all the better because
Your reaction is the only reaction.
these are genuine reactions, people.
Yes.
I hope your reactions are just as creative, but expressive is what I'm trying to say, not creative.
I'm sure there's probably a few chuckles, maybe a couple of people being like, it's not that funny, it's not that serious. But also,
Get out of this podcast.
I work hard on these, okay? So even if you don't like it, tell me you do.
If you don't like it, you can't sit with us.
You can't sit with us. I didn't ask for your fucking opinion, Bernice.
Ew, David.
Ew, David. Oh my gosh. I actually said that to my sister the other day, and she definitely does not watch Schitt's Creek, so she did not follow along. But true story, it was funny to me.
Well, I'm laughing for you. It's fine.
Before we jump in, hold please, because before we jump in, I do love her little dedication at the beginning of the book. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Rebecca, for this. To my fellow zebras, not all strength is physical, and I feel that because Homegirl is not a workout girly, even though I try to be. Homegirl has a lot of other strengths. Reading is one of them.
Well, and the whole zebras thing is, other people who have the same diagnosis or similar diagnosis as Rebecca or like Violet. I do have a really good friend who also has her own diagnosis and lives in this constant pain. And she says that she feels seen by a main character for the first time ever. I'm like, Rebecca, you did that. Thank you did for that. We appreciate it.
She gave us a Violet that we all needed. Everybody has a little bit of Violet in them, and I love her.
That's true. Well, even as we flip through, even at the beginning of Fourth Wing, but it says it again here, the following text has been faithfully transcribed from Navarian into the modern language by Justinian Yeowart, curator of the Scribe Quadrant at Basgiath War College. All events are true, and names have been preserved to honor the courage of those fallen. May their souls be commended to Malik. I forgot how to say his name.
You got it. Good job.
I'm gonna
a round of applause. Oh, you're gonna do it again? I liked our little.
Just the last. Oh. I was gonna say just the last line.
Oh, you could do that if you want.
Forget
Get it together.
It's not worth it. Just keep moving.
Okay.
Keep moving.
Okay. Did you have words to say after that, or
I did.
you just wanted
I
to...
did.
No,
I did. I want to remember them, okay? These are our fallen. This is our Liam right now.
Oh, no, I didn't know if you remembered the words you were going to say.
Yes.
Yes, obviously, we commend
the people.
God. This poor episode is doomed.
Okay.
No. Oh, my eyes are watering. Okay.
Yes, I have words about this because, it's... Rebecca says that Xaden and Violet are endgame, and I'm like, people have to die, Rebecca. You said that it's war. People die. Whose names are we preserving here? And we're not speaking Navarian. What's the modern language? But also just keep in mind her name, right? Justinia Neilwort. Because we move on later into an excerpt from someone that also has the same last name. So just remember to connect those dots when we get there. Justinia Neilwort.
Yes.
That's what I had to say.
But also, never forget Liam, Mari, ever. Okay, thanks.
I will never, ever. No.
These chapters were fresh, reminding me. And I was like, I'm still not over it.
It's been over a year, and I'm still not okay.
No, I will never be okay. I will never be okay.
No.
I'll never be the same again. And that is your fault, Rebecca. You are to blame for my pain.
I mean, I did ask her to pay for my therapy, so...
Yeah.
That was funny. It's fine. It's fine. Moving on. Connection to Justinia, the very first excerpt of this book. In this, the 628th year of our unification, it is hereby recorded that Aretia has been burned by dragon in accordance with the treaty ending the separatist movement. Those who fled survived, and those who did not remain entombed in their ruins. Public Notice 628.85, transcribed by Cerelia Neilwort. I'm like, okay, so like Justinia's mom? We're both just like, oh.
Oh, no. I mean, it could be. That would be like the best assumption.
Yeah.
But like the details of this. Those who fled survived. Who is them? Who survived? And those who did not remain entombed in her ruins. But then again, we're talking about Aretia. So like where we currently are, where Ryerson House is. Why are we not throwing tables right now, freaking out?
Emotionally, we are.
Yeah. But also, it's chapter 1, so rein it in.
True. I mean, it does say, revolution tastes oddly sweet.
Doesn't it, though? I don't know. Like, what else would revolution taste like? Bitter?
I mean, depending on what side of it you're on, yeah.
Yeah?
Not like a chai.
I think everything should taste like a chai.
I mean, I'm okay with that. But Brennen's alive.
Brennen is alive. And what the hell? I just feel feel like we ended Fourth Wing and like that's the information that you're given. And we obviously freaked out. But then like there's nothing to talk about after that because the book is over. And now we're at the very beginning again. And now we have Brennen. And
we're just like, Brennen,
you're here.
You're
Brennen.
alive. What the fuck?
6 years later. Brennen.
I just need Violet and Brennen to be like, you can call me Nighthawk from Step
You
Brothers.
can call me Dragon. I imagine that the relationship is probably more relaxed than like her and Mira. They're close, but I feel like as the older sister to a younger sister, it's more of like a mini mom to like the daughter. You know, like Mira is really, really protective of her. Brennen, like when you're mischievous, isn't it usually with your brother, not your sister? Not that they probably all weren't together, but like I feel like he's more of the jokester. And also, what the fuck, Brennen? 6 years you're just out here lying, hanging out, chilling.
You're speaking to my only child syndrome of my entire life until I was like 25.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. Now I have brothers now. It's okay. Just, yeah.
You're like, I don't know. Sure. Just in this whole scene, though, of them, they're eating breakfast, to paint the picture. They're eating breakfast, and she's like, what the fuck, Brennen, you're alive. And he's just casually like, the biscuits are good, right?
Eat, Violet. And you're like, bitch, you've been dead for 6 years. You don't get to tell me what to do.
You are not my father, and no, let me get some answers first. I'm not even hungry. Where the fuck have you been?
Like, I just came out of like a week-long coma.
Yeah, and then we have Brennen, who is now going by a different name. Like, not only have you been dead, but you like changed your whole identity too. What the fuck, bro?
I mean, it makes sense because it's like
Like
you're getting
in
missives.
witness protection. Yes.
They're getting missives and they're like, huh, Brennen Sorgil must be a common name.
Totally. Considering they know who Violet is solely on her last name. It's fine.
Literally. I can't.
She's a Sorgil. He's not. He's like, that name's lame.
He's all, it's hot in here.
What are you talking about?
I can't.
Nope.
Okay. I have thoughts on that, but I'll get to it when we get to that chapter.
Yeah.
It's sad, though, because Violet's like, I don't even know, like, what to believe. Can I even trust him? He's lied to me for the last 6 years. I can't trust my brother. I can't trust Xaden. He's been lying to me. And this also really kicks off the theme of Violet in this book where I just want to throat punch her. I love him, but I can't trust him. And you're like, okay, Violet, I get it. Why are we whining about it?
She turns into a whole different character in this book. How we go from Violet, who will not have anyone like doubt her, second guess anything she's doing, this strong, independent woman that's like, even though I'm the weakest, I will get through this and I will prove you all wrong, to,
yeah.
But why? Like, quit being a pick-me girl. Lace up your bootstraps. God, let's go.
It's like she's whiny, but it's also like she's all of a sudden this badass. Like, Violet becomes a badass, yes, but it takes time to grow, and she's still questioning herself, and she's learning, and then it's just like second nature. I'm like, no, that takes time to hone, not one battle.
Yep. And also, when we get into the nitty-gritty of why these things were left out, Violet, it's 100% because it falls on you as far as not being able to handle the truth, not being able to keep the truth from being spread, and we'll get into that more soon. But
I'm like, we're jumping this whole book right now.
She does piss me off in this book.
She
Rightfully
does.
so.
She really
but
does.
like, I remember like wanting to chuck this book when I read it last year. I was like, oh God, make her stop talking.
You know, Brennen, he has to leave Violet for a minute because he's called into a diplomatic meeting with the other people of Aretia and, you know, Xaden. Our fearless Shadow Daddy leader. It's fine. It's fine. And, you know, Violet is kind of listening in on everything with Imogen and Bodhi. And one of the, let's see, it doesn't even say which one it is, but one of the women in the meeting brings up there's no diplomatic solution when they're trying to get a luminary from somebody named Viscount Takaris. And it says, Takaris isn't over the insult that you delivered last summer. And first read, you're just like, what the fuck does any of this mean? Reread, you're like, oh. Got it. We'll learn later. But I just thought it was interesting that it's already immediately brought up 5 pages in.
5 pages. There is so many things to catch on a reread of.
Yeah.
That's what going through this, especially going into Onyx Storm, of like all the little snippets of what could possibly be Violet's second signet, as well as any indications earlier on of what is to come, just from this book alone. Like,
and Rebecca has confirmed that Violet's second signet is in Iron Flame.
She has.
So maybe we'll figure it out in this deep dive.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Y'all got theories. Send them our way.
Lots of theories. Yes. And we're hoping that, if you have theories, then we can shout you out and give credit where credit is due, because obviously this is a team effort here. But we need to know. Obviously, none of us are really going to know until Onyx Storm. It's fine. January is right around that long corner. It's good. We'll get there.
We'll try.
Yeah.
You know, Violet is noting the people in this meeting, and she's like, well, Xaden's the most powerful in the room. And Taryn's like, for now.
Thank you, Taryn. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Hype you, girl. Tarn Talk.
Tarn Talk. I love that. I think this, the little bit here is, it kind of just tugged at my heartstrings. I am an emotional reader, thank you. But, you know, she's still just, it's still like settling. The dust is still settling. Brennen is alive, and Xaden essentially lied, but really withheld the truth, like for her own good. But so she notes, you know, like, he probably knows Brennen now better than she does. Like, they've spent the last 6 years day in and day out together, and, well,
yeah,
it wouldn't be 6, it would be 3, right? No. Before college, then at the college.
It's 6.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's,
that was a dumb note.
They're, they've spent the 6 years together and getting to know one another. Whereas Violet has missed out on these 6 years, and she's only less than a year, about a year into knowing Xaden, and not even a year into like seeing the softer, nice side, compared to this time last year when she was fearing for her life from him.
Yeah, they're less than a year. I would say probably give or take 6 months of like being close.
Yeah.
So going from him wanting to kill you to now you're madly in love with him to now you hate him / still love him, but he kept the biggest secret ever from you. That is a hard pill to swallow, but in this moment she's just recognizing like he has spent so much precious time with Brennen and I've just been over here grieving. And that is shitty.
Yeah. Extremely. Extremely. It's hard because, you know, they're literally still in this meeting and they are getting pissed off about Violet. And, you know, Zayden's like, no. Like, he even says, they said, we cannot afford to risk your life. And he says, my life is equal to any of theirs. I'm like, he is still out here just laying himself out there over everybody to ensure that he's the one that takes the fall.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can't. I just can't.
This meeting cracks me up because she obviously doesn't know everyone in this meeting aside from Brennen and Zayden. So her names for people, Hawk knows, and what was another one?
Battle Axe.
Battle Axe, and there was the lady one. They were cracking me up. It's like, yeah, that's
so
Silverbeard.
Yep.
Zayden goes on to say, you know, because they're questioning everything that had happened and everything like that, and why Zayden brought her, any kind of doubt they're bringing up. And he's like, the decision was simple. She's worth a dozen of me. Okay, Zaddy.
Like, okay, thank you. And even going back to kind of where we had started this, they're like, she's General Swearingale's daughter. So Brennan's like, hello, I'm the general's son.
Hey, what about me?
Like, same last name.
Yep. Well,
it's
not anymore.
Just ridiculous that they're like, well, you proved yourself. It's okay, Brennen. Like, no big deal. She has it. And they're like, she literally just found out about Venom. She just fought in this battle. She saved everybody and is now here to listen to us and join us. But no, we're not proving ourselves.
Yeah, no. Tell me you have an issue with red flags. Prove it. Prove it again. Prove it again.
Over and over. But I mean, you know what? It's about time that Violet found her voice because they're all just talking about her. Well, she is this, she is that. And she goes, she is standing right here. I'm like, yes, bitch. Yes.
She can hear you, and she does not like to talk in third person. Like,
just so good.
Well, and you know, because they're just like bashing the shit out of her, and they make a comment. No first year could withstand a memory reader, especially one considered a friend. But you have to know that you have enemies at Basgiath now. Should you return, you must know that Ados will not be among your friends. He will do everything he can to kill you for what you've seen. And I know that part of it is a warning, but the jab of like,
yeah,
one you considered a friend, like, no, they were friends. They were best friends. And she still thought that, and she really did try and give him chance and chance again. And like, she in her heart thought that he was a friend. So it's like a hurtful jab. And that kind of breaks my heart. But she knows it. She's aware of it. And now she's scared shitless too of like, oh yeah, how the heck am I going to keep him out from doing that again?
Yeah. I mean, she sure as heck makes it happen, but you know.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, we'll get to that, but.
We'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
But even Zayden being so selfless, you know, the meeting is adjourned. They're getting ready to go to the flight field. But he's like, no, like, take a minute and talk to your brother. You might not get to talk to him for a long time anymore. Like, we don't know what's going to happen after this. So just do that. Like, not, Violet, please come to me. Like, he's like, be with your family.
Take your time. Even though I know when we leave here, I'm going to be sent away. Like, this isn't about me and you. This is about your family. 6 years. 6 years. Yeah.
And that's the end of chapter 1.
Yeah. And that's it. And then you just go right into chapter 2, which, here we go.
Give me the summary.
Chapter 2. So much has happened in the last 6 days. Violet is reeling, trying to get a grasp on some reality. Brennen is alive. Brennen are real. There is a whole revolution in Aretia, and she had no clue. With new details coming out, Violet has one thing she is trying to focus on, and that is her dragons. The last thing she remembers is being stabbed and Andarna using her power to stop time once again. The one power move cost Andarna so much, though, and now Violet finds that Andarna is no longer a little golden dragon.
Baby.
Baby. I know.
Speaking of dragons, though, our excerpt, it says, it is the valley above Ryerson House, heated by natural thermal energy that is the greatest asset. For there lie the original hatching grounds of the we're going to say the Tubmatted line, from which 2 of the greatest dragons of our time, Coda and Tarn, descend. Colonel Carey's field guide to dragonkind. I'm like, the most powerful dragons of their den. I'm sure there's other dragon dens elsewhere, but this is another hatching ground, not just the one at Basgiath in the Vale.
Mm-hmm.
But and funny that the
right here
most powerful ones are here.
Yep.
Thought that was interesting.
Weird.
Why?
What's going on?
And then Brennen's just like, hey, you look different.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this like Tamlin? Like, you look clean.
You bathed. Great job. But in Brennan's mind, he's like, oh, you grew up. Interesting.
I know. Isn't that sad?
6 years. She would have been...
You gotta think about that reality check.
Is she 18 or 19?
She's 20. They do the parapet at 20, so she's almost 21.
Oh.
She slept through her 21st birthday.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Duh. Mm-hmm.
But still.
I'm sorry.
She's 15.
Mm-hmm. You missed so much. You're still a little
of my
adolescent.
formidable teen years and the start of my adulthood.
Honestly, good for Brennen. He didn't have to deal with her when she was like a crabby prepubescent, or I guess pubescent child. Prepubescent, 12 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Well, really? Could you imagine? No, you can't.
You're like, good for him. Siblings. He missed 6 years of her life.
Well, good for him that he didn't have to deal with, like, I don't know, throwing, like, you throw shoes at your siblings and you fight for the remote and... I know. You
are still preaching to someone who didn't grow up with this. I need to call my brother right now and be like, hey, we need to pretend like we're kids. I want to know what it's like. That I can relate to this book.
Yeah, then you got it. Not really. They pretty much, well, Brennen. Brennen is an only child. And Violet and Mira are just over here sad. Oh, we are so off topic. Okay.
I know.
It's just it's his little casual, I'm sorry I let you believe I was dead. I'm sorry.
That's it?
Yeah. Pat on the back.
I've missed you every single day for the last 6 years. I've thought about you every second. No. Sorry, bro.
No. It's all right, but not really. Okay. Like, no, it's not really okay. Like, you were gone for And for the pivotal moments where she really needed him. Because remember, she was supposed to be a scribe.
Mm-hmm.
And then having that pivot of going into the writer's quadrant and not having him even from a distance, like, because we assume he would have then been at a post somewhere, but to not have that at all, like she had Mira, that's heartbreaking.
Well, they start getting into the details of his death, and he starts talking about Neolin.
Same. Mm-hmm.
And, it's like he didn't actually fail. He was trying to save me. It says he didn't fail, but it cost him everything. So I'm like, so you were dead and Neolin resurrected you when they literally say resurrection isn't possible?
Mm-hmm.
Liam? Anyway, I'm not getting my hopes up for that, but
I probably wouldn't, but it also hurts because Tarn comes in and, because she's telling him, I'm sorry your rider died saving my brother, and so we will no longer speak of the one who came before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just heartbreaking because there's nothing to say. It's just heartbreaking.
It is. It's like, what do you say about this conversation?
I don't know. It's deep. They're in one breath, obviously, Violet is relieved that her brother's alive.
Yeah.
But she knows, especially after seeing how Liam dies and how that affected both him and his dragon. Like, she knows firsthand, like, how painful that is for the dragons, too. So, yeah, she's feeling it right now.
Well, also, it's jumping back into Fourth Wing, like Xaden's POV, this whole time she is like, oh, I'm grieving my brother, he's grieving his father. We kind of understand each other. Well, you're no longer grieving your brother, but he is still grieving his father.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one, that's real. That he can't come back. So now it's like she's gonna have to make peace with that too. Mm-hmm. And then Brennen, he's telling her, like, I have joined the revolution. I'm not going to watch innocent people die. I'm not going to let, he says, our leadership is too selfish to help. He's calling them cowards, essentially. Mm-hmm. He's like, they're not doing the right thing, and I wasn't going to stand by for that. I'm like, well, mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that, and I understand. Like, you could have just been like, hey, I'm alive, but go pretend like you don't know. Like, really, what was he supposed to do?
Right. Especially, and when this started 6 years prior, obviously Dane wasn't in the college yet, so, like, that signet had not manifested. So that threat wasn't there of, like, well, mm-hmm. someday Violet's memories could be read. That wasn't the reasoning. It's more of anyone could figure this out, and then everything we've worked for and built at Ryerson House would be destroyed.
Yeah, it's gone.
That's what they did to Finn and the I want to say revolution, but that's not the rebellion.
Yeah.
Which is so funny that
rebellion / apostasy.
Yes. It's funny that they have renamed because the rebellion had such, like, a negative connotation, and they're like, no, the revolution of, like, helping save and getting
mm-hmm.
the truth out there. But, going back to Brennen not telling that, like, even not to tell Mira is how do you, aside from the marked ones,
telling the full truth?
Well, because the way they get around it is these marked ones, like, nobody can see where they're at because there's more than 3 of them together. But to have your sibling just out there in the world and not let you know, or let a crumb, like, even if she didn't figure it out, but, like, a crumb here and there was left.
Of anything.
Any kind of thing that was like so vague. If someone picked it up, they would have no idea what it is, but maybe she could have put it together, because that's essentially what she did to begin with the Fables of the Baron.
Yeah.
She's a smart girl. She could have figured it out. I have faith in Violet.
But Brennen does give us a little information drop, though, of what they're learning. Like, we know the Venom are real. We know there's different levels. There's a sage, all of that, whatever. Mm-hmm. But there's 2 kinds of wyvern.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
Okay, I don't like that.
Nope.
There's at least 2 breeds, one that produces blue fire and a faster one that breeds green fire. And we're like,
green?
like, why? And we didn't see the green fire at the battle in Ressen. So that's still to come, and that's terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like those bitches.
No.
Here everyone was all worried about the griffins.
It's just crazy. You know, he's giving her all this information. He's like, you know, they say that we have like a year, and I think that we have 6 months or less. Like, we need to figure this out or everyone's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice to see you for the first time in 6 years. By the way, this is the severity of everything. Have a good flight back.
By the way, this is not happening later. It's happening now, and we need to do something. And yeah, by the way, go back and tell Mom that I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, give Mom and Mira my best.
Casual.
Don't write so people don't find where I am.
Mm-hmm. She says, or Brennen brings up how Dad always tried to tell us, in a world of dragon riders, griffin flyers, and dark wielders. And, she's like, I think he continues on. It's the scribes who hold all the power. And
yeah.
Which is just so ironic. And then even moving forward through this next little bit, the scribes are brought up again. But she wanted to be there. But also, yes, they hold the power, but they're also the ones that can change and alter it as far as what is being told. And so that is a huge point of why this history has been erased and no one even knows this is real. And it just sets in all over again of, holy shit, administration, the government is just flat out lying. Not even doesn't know, is lying.
Rebecca, way to put real life into a book. I mean, well, and speaking of the administration, Violet's like, Melgren thinks that the words are so infallible that he won't alert the population, or he's so afraid that telling the public will make them realize we aren't entirely the good guys. Like, well, yeah, no, they really aren't, though. Like, they're not actually trying to protect people.
They're not even remotely good guys, because they know that these dark wielders are out there and just like wiping out entire towns, and they're doing nothing about it because, they're safe in their wards. Like, okay, great.
What about everybody else?
Yep.
What, like, these cities that are being destroyed, these people that are being murdered? What about them? We just don't give a shit because we're happy in our own little bubble, pretending like nothing bad is going on.
I think, too, it's interesting because, she's obviously, like, kind of gutted again that Brennen is alive and that this is how he's been spending his time. Like, now you're just like Fen Ryerson in the sense of you think you can win. You think you're going to be the solution to this problem. And one, it's not a game to be won, and he's like, it's either win or die. Like,
Yeah.
we're not winning anything. We're just trying to survive. And if we don't win, then we're all dead. So, cold hard truths, Violet.
Facts.
Slapping some facts on you.
You know, he thinks it's probably just like probably like a tidbit, an unimportant thing, but he's like, oh yeah, like it's kind of funny, but there's actually a dormant ward stone, like the one at Basgiath that provides the power for their wards, but ours it doesn't work. You know, like it sucks, but it's kind of funny. We have one too.
We've got one of those. She's like, huh? Like a second one? What do you mean? Where? Point it to me. Show me right now.
And it's the fact that she is so on, like, no, but we could probably figure it out. I bet there's something. He's like, no, Violet, no.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure in his 6 years, they've probably, like, looked and didn't find anything, so he's just shutting it down to not get her hopes up. But, like, also, you have a scribe's mind here now.
Mm-hmm.
Let somebody have hope on figuring it out.
Yeah. She definitely knows a lot more about the word stones than he would. And why not have her at least look at it? Because not having the supply of weapons or any kind of protection from any wards, you might want that. Because sorry to say, you're not going to call up mommy. You're not going to call up mommy and be like, hey, send backup. Like, it ain't happening.
Yeah, no, like, we don't have wards.
We don't have weapons or wards or revolution, Mom. Just bring backup.
Mom, I'm not having fun anymore. Pick me up, please. You think Amesia will let me ride shotgun?
Yes. I think it's interesting because they're kind of going back and forth about it, and he's talking about how, Fen made certain mistakes about attacking Navarre, and that maybe wasn't the best way of saying, like going at them of saying they're the bad guys. Well, they are, so he's not wrong. But he also states something killed off the Brennen 600 years ago during the Great War, and we're actively searching for that weapon. But something.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
What is that?
Something
that we're wanting to find out.
What was it? What did it? And then it just kind of like, was there someone or something that had a certain power that was able to wipe them out?
Yeah. I mean, we do learn a lot more about the Brennen in this book, but I will say it does make me excited for Onyx Storm because there's still so much to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're terrifying, but they're intriguing at the same time. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting.
Do we need to go back to...
But, Brennen kind of is like, what?
Do we need to go back to FMK?
No. No. I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, moving on.
Brennan's like, all right, Violet, subject change. How are you and Zayden? And she's like, no. You've been gone for 6 years. You've been back for a whole 5 minutes. Don't expect me to open up about my love life. I'm like, well, that's fair.
I mean, truly, again, like things that you would talk to your sibling about, like probably, well, now meeting siblings at 25 years old, like you're probably not telling them everything like about your intimate life, and that's definitely not something she wants to share with her brother of all people. Maybe Mira, but even then, you don't see Violet as like the gossipy type with her siblings.
No, especially when Mira hates him.
Well, that too, but I mean, like. Just if not Zayden, like anyone, I'm saying.
In general.
Like, she's not having girl talk with Mira. Like, that's what Rhiannon's for.
Yeah, she's not there kicking her feet and giggling. Oh my gosh, Zayden. No.
Does she do that anyway? Because
No.
no.
That's what I'm saying. We're not sitting here doing that. You and I are sitting here doing
Yes,
that.
definitely.
She
like
is
my feet are
not.
dangling and kicking, and I'm like, oh, Zayden.
It's like. It's fine. We're okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we get to go to the flight field.
Finally.
And see our dragons. I know. Well, they've made us wait
Yeah.
17 pages to see our dragons.
Yes. And then we get Brennen's orange dagger tail. Ooh.
Yeah.
How do you say that one?
We'll talk about his orange dagger tail in the Dragon Ball T at the end.
Yes. Yes, we will.
But we've got Sigale. We have Tarn back, and he's talking about Andarna being an adolescent and having a little bit of a temper.
Mm-hmm.
I live for sassy Andarna in this book.
Andarna was like the sweet moment of relief that you needed. We had Tarn sassy last book, and then this, and like Andarna was so sweet and like, oh, thank you for that encouragement. And now she turns into this freaking teenage Andarna, and oh my god, her quips and quick comebacks. Oh my god, I'm here for it.
It's so great.
Because she is so goddamn sassy.
Yeah. It is kind of funny though. So Sigale is kind of like snarling at Brennen, but it's like, hey, no, that's my brother. Like, yeah, sorry. She doesn't really like people except for Zayden. I'm kind of growing on her though. And Sigale's like, yeah, like a tumor. Like, okay. Damn, sassy.
She is so. Poor Tarn is like, just, stay calm because she'll. Otherwise, however you respond is how she'll respond. But really, no, like, bitch is just sassy in this book. She is having no part of it whatsoever. But seeing her.
Okay, but think about, like, Grandpa Tarn is now his mate. And then this little Andarna that he's got, they're both absolutely sassy. And he's sassy. And you just know he's the grumpy old man, like, these women.
Well, and also he's like, someone's trying to outsass me, like, that's my place. And so you're like butting up sassy with sassy, and he's just like, Ugh. Plus, just grumpy old man can't be bothered by anyone. So, like, anytime Andarna talks, he's just like, I roll. But then we turn the corner, and hiding under these trees is now not massive, but massive Andarna.
And she's black.
And she is black. And
she's not
we have to
gold
remember,
anymore.
Hatchlings are only gold feathered.
Yeah.
Does kind of break your heart.
She's not a little golden feather tail anymore. No. We're currently black with beautiful shimmering scales. I'm like, but what's your tail?
Yes. Yeah, we haven't got that yet. Show me. But Tarn points it out nicely because he says, tails are a matter of choice and need. Choice and need. Mm-hmm. Don't they teach you anything? Sass. Choice and need. So, like, what will she need? What will she want? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And also, your kind's not very open with my kind about you and your preferences and your history. So, no, I don't know this.
He is very open and shares a lot with her, and I think part of that is because he knows Violet is so scribe oriented that, like, it's his way of, like, trusting her. That communication of, like, sharing those things with her.
She's not using that information for the wrong reason. She's doing it, or he knows that if he shares it, it's just genuinely for her, just to know.
Yes. Which I love.
There's no like ill intent.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a Googler. Like, if I don't know something, I'm like, well, what is it? Not that I need to know, but like, I want to know. So I get it.
But, we're waiting on Indarna to get back to the Vale so she can enter the dreamless sleep and just continue to grow. And just crazy, because it also, when she's in her dreamless sleep, I miss Indarna. I'm like, can you wake up now? Because I miss
I know. This book was kind of hard to get through because there's little Indarna. Very little Indarna. Like, we need more of her sass.
I need more sasshole Indarna.
I know. Like, we didn't get enough in this book, but we get her a little bit.
I hope we still have more in Onyx Storm.
Yeah, of her sassiness before she's like full grown. I know. I'm curious because
full grown.
Going from Fourth Wing to Iron Flame is 6 days. So how much time has passed between Iron Flame to Onyx Storm?
Mm-hmm. This will be interesting. But I'm really excited.
Are we jumping ahead 6 months? Are we jumping ahead a year? I don't know.
I hope it's just like next day.
Days.
Just like this is. Yeah.
Considering how this book ends, God, I hope so.
I hope so. Like, I need to know. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just,
The next conversation, because they're getting ready to go back, and the fear that they're kind of now faced with of going back and the truth being revealed, and then Violet so naively thinks, like, my mother won't kill me.
She wouldn't let them do that. Nah.
Totally.
Girl. Be so for real right now.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself, because
Brennen's like,
she definitely would.
And try to convince yourself that you mean it. The general's loyalties are so crystal fucking clear that she might as well tattoo, yes, there are venom, no, go back to class, on her forehead. Oh.
It's probably my favorite Brennen line right there.
Brennen is also a sasshole, so I mean...
I like Brennen. I love Brennen.
I do too.
I think he is...
Book. Sass.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Iron
a lot of that in this
Flame. I'm putting the petition in to rename the book. Iron Sass Flame.
It'll totally fit in the cover.
Yep, it does. It's just, like right here. Like right in the dragon, just so small. Sass.
You could just pencil it in.
I will not be doing that to my books, no. Mentally, it's there.
Okay. Noted. Oh, no.
Got it.
I don't know what's worse. I know. I don't know what's worse.
You turned the page and you saw it.
I turned the page. And I don't know what's worse. General Sorrengail or TMFD. Too much fucking Dane. I can't. Like, who is worse to have to go back to and deal with?
Honestly, maybe Dane, just because they have more proximity together, where she like never sees her mom.
True. Mom is here, then way over there. Completely out of the picture.
Yeah.
But fucking Dane. And I swear to God, if this book did not piss me off. It's fine.
We'll get there.
Gosh, I know. Fucking Dane. But I just want it noted that it's not just us. In the book, it says fucking Dane.
It literally says it word for word. So I mean, it's fine.
It's totally not just
Xaden's
us.
I'll teach her to shield from him. No big deal. And oh yeah, I can hit him in his biggest weakness, his pride. And when he does, oh my gosh, I was like, who's that?
Slow down. It's getting a little hot in here.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah. Oh, now I just want to see Zaddy dancing to Pink Pony Club. So thank you for that mental image.
I already gave you Damon dancing to it, okay?
Oh my gosh. And I rewatched it this morning because I'm telling you, it's stuck in my head. And that was like the best thing ever. And I was like, yep. Just need to rewatch that one. It's a great video.
Ian Somerhalder currently dancing to Pink Pony Club and then also putting in clips of him as Damon in the Vampire Diaries dancing.
Yes.
Nikki Reed, man. Nikki Reed is a lucky woman. But he's a lucky man.
Yeah, I was going to say, that goes both ways. But I don't... It just, that song just gets me. But Zaddy, after he, like, mic drops on Dane, that he's just over here, Pink Pony Club.
He's, like, prancing.
Yes. He's doing one of these.
You know, or he's out here, instead of Pink Pony Club, it's Pink Pony Gemini style club. And he's like, bow, bow. We're magic miking now.
Yes, we are. Yep.
So good.
So
but then in Darna,
really...
she's like...
we're done with it. Sorry.
No, go. Please tell me.
I was just going to say, if anyone's listening and is really good with drawing and animation and can make a little clippy, no AI, please, but like Zaddy Magic Mike version, thank you. That would be
Pink Pony Club.
That's I'm manifesting
Remix
that. By the end of
Gemini.
the year, I need that. Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Turn talk.
God.
But little and Darna, she's just like, so I can't stop time anymore.
Yep.
You know, Violet, of course we all know Violet's not disappointed. She doesn't care. She's just happy that Andarna's alive, that they're all alive. And Darna's like, do you hate me? Do you still love me? Would you love me if I was a worm?
Yes. Yes, Andarna, I would love you if you were a worm.
You practically are, but you have legs and wings.
Yep.
It's fine. It's fine.
The
I just
whole
feel so bad
like
that she like even felt that way.
Yeah. Well, and then now going back to the veil, and she can't stand. She's like this tiny little pony who was just born and has no legs under her, and they're like, "Oh, yes." What did I say?
It just makes me sad.
We're going back to the veil. And she's like, I can fly myself. Bitch, no, you can't. Watch this. She's so sassy.
She's a three-nager. Like
three-nager.
Three-nager. She's like a toddler, but a teenager. She's a three-nager.
Three-nagers scared the living shit out of me.
Truth. But it is time. It's time to go back.
It's time to go back.
Graduation. Callie, just keep us going. What is our Chapter 3 summary?
Chapter 3. The squad has made their way back to Basgiath just in time for graduation to start. But first, Violet has her own things to take care of. The most gut-wrenching loss is still lingering as Violet makes her way to Liam's room to do as she promised. Retrieve the letters he wrote to Sloane and keep them safe. Once in the halls of the dorm, she runs into Riddick and Rhiannon. Yay! Finally, the gang is back together, but now Violet must do what Xaden has been doing to her all along and lie.
I don't like this.
It's kind of just like it's just a heartbreaking. I don't like it at all. I hate it here.
I hate it here.
Yep.
I feel like the very beginning of this, we get like such an information, not overload, but just like, here is a big chunk of information that seems important and you should probably remember it, but you don't know why.
Definitely. Yep.
Because we're talking about the first 6 and why dragons and humans ever bonded in the first place. So Tarn is telling Violet the first 6 riders were desperate to save their people when they approached the dens over 600 years ago. Those dragons formed the first Empyrean and bonded humans only to protect their hatching grounds from Brennen, who were the bigger threat. We don't exactly have opposable thumbs for weaving wards or runes. Neither species has ever been entirely truthful, both using the other for their own reasons and nothing more. Like,
truth bomb.
But also he says these humans approached the dens. I'm like, how'd that go?
Scorched, I'm sure.
If you weren't bonded, how are you like speaking to one another? Was it different? It's so weird. Could dragons just make the choice to speak to them if they want to?
Possibly. But then also, way back then, so this was 600 years ago, they're talking about how they're protecting their hatchlings from the venom. And then we talked about how something killed them or got rid of them. And now somehow we're back here of dragons and riders are, again, like,
teaming up only
but only sharing bits and pieces. So, like, is it kind of leading us to believe, like, the trust has to go further than that? The humans have to do more for the dragons, and the dragons have to do more for the humans in order for everything to run cohesively? Or do they really need to be separated and, like, not work together? Don't like that.
That one.
I don't like that one. Nope. As soon as it came out, I was like, no, there's not a world where Tarnan and Darna are not a part of Violet's life. Like, I will not have that.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe just more honesty, or maybe it's like it was so long ago that they don't remember, because Tarn's over 100 years old, but he doesn't know.
No.
So maybe it got like lost in the history of dragons and humans.
It's a good possibility, because there's got to be no one alive that would know. He's one of the oldest dragons.
Yeah.
So
I wonder how old Coda is at that point. Like, because Melgren already super suspicious. What do him and Coda know?
But then don't you think, well, no, because the Empyrean takes precedence over your bonded rider. So
there's also the theory that Melgren's a Venin.
That's true. That is a theory out there. I still, I don't know. I guess by the end of this book, we don't really know how that plays out, though. We don't really know how that plays out, though, as far as, like, how that impacts. So, I don't know. I think it's a far-fetched theory. Will I say that Melgren is, like, not evil? No.
No, but he definitely knows significantly more, and it is obviously way, way later in this book, and it's just such an excerpt that could be so easily overlooked, but they talk about the different stages of Venom and what they look like, and there are stages that they've never even seen.
Yes.
So what if they have, like, a way to mask the signs of being Venom?
Yeah, when we're talking about the high, like, you're talking about your sage, and then whatever is past that, the power that's within them.
They don't know, yeah.
Like, I think it's, the thing that trips me is because they talk about the venom, like, and the power, and how when they're pulling, like, you always just want more. So how can you possibly channel that into lesser to just like mask it? That's where it trips me, you know? Because I feel like the power would then be so strong that it would just be like radiating evil.
You would think, but maybe they've got it figured out and they're just fooling everybody.
It's a good possibility.
I mean, you know, never mind. I'll save it for another episode when it's revealed in this book.
The hints are there, but I don't know. That one, I don't know. I just don't know about Melbourne is all. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I have no clue about that theory. Just Venom in general.
Yeah.
There's so much we don't know, and I'm very interested to see what else we find out.
There's another particular character that I'm more eager to like follow in this book.
So, you know, Tarn just gave her this little truth bomb here, and Violet's just kind of like going back and forth with him, but Andarna just has to intervene, put in her 2 cents of you know, what she thinks. You know, Tarn is telling Violet a rolling dismount would tear you from limb to limb on impact, and Tarn is like, you don't know that. And it's just getting so sassy, like, oh, his pride would never allow him to drop me. And she's just so funny, and it just makes me laugh. I'm like, it's, you know, she was the positive voice that we needed in the first one, and now she's the comedic relief like Riddick.
She totally is. But then, you know, Tarn's not gonna leave her, you know. If you have something to say, I have something to say back. So he's like, says the dragon who spent 20 minutes refusing to put on her harness.
Called out.
And then we've just had Violet like, okay, we're not going to argue. Like, now she's in this weird middle of like,
she's like the mother.
Referee. Yes.
Yeah, she's like, really okay, is. Kids.
Oh, gosh.
It's so funny. And then she even has the audacity, because Tarn's like, well, you know, I have to go drop off Tarn at the Vale. I'm going to circle back and make sure you're okay. And she's like, oh, well, I need you to tell Sigale, to tell Xaden that I need to talk to him. And I'm like, oh, Violet,
we're
why?
playing telephone now, and I need you to tell him, to tell her, to tell him. And then the fact that Xaden turns around and is like, did you really tell Tarn to tell Sigale to talk to me? Like, really, you did that? Like, you know we can communicate, right? And she's like,
so funny. Well, yeah, and she's like, it's too intimate to speak that way. Like, okay, you still have words. You could still walk up and be like, hey, we need to talk.
Yeah. Okay. Which I get, like, the motive was kind of like, before they land and he takes off, like, but at the same time, he knows how vulnerable they all are in this situation of just getting back. And he's like, I'm not leaving your side. Leaving. Like, where you go, I go. Like,
yeah, they're not all just going to separate individually. They have to get back in together to make sure they stay alive long enough to get in there.
Literally. And to face about what is about to happen and have each other's backs. Like, shit's about to hit the fan.
He literally... He looks at her and he's like, communication is not your strength, is it?
No, honey. No.
Oh, no, not anymore. It's just so funny, but she's at least talking to him. She's at least starting to ask questions.
I think the best comment of this intimate, is... Well, we could think of more than one instance where you're wrapped around. She's like, are you kidding me? Like, are you joking right now? Why are you joking right now? He's like, I'm not joking. It's real.
He's like, because it happened and it should happen again.
And you were there. And should we replay it right now? Like, just try it one more time? Make sure it's still compatible?
I can. Like... I think we need to practice.
Mm-hmm. You've heard practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
God.
Exactly. See? And then there's Violet. She's asking her questions finally, and she's all, he says, "Do you trust me?" She's like, "Well, yeah, with my life. After all, it's your life too." Like, you're still on this bullshit of, well, he's only doing it because if I die, he dies. Girl, you
if he
just
hasn't
pick up a copy of the
proven
book
it.
and read his POV.
He fell first, Violet. Did you forget? She apparently wasn't let in on that secret.
No, she forgot about the bonus chapters.
Yeah. She skipped that in her reread.
I hope she rereads and she's like, wow, I sounded like a whiny bitch.
I sound so stupid.
Could you imagine being that group of 8 of them and just walking in, trying to be undetected because you're supposedly dead right now?
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to make this grand entrance, you're trying to make this plan work, but literally anybody could see you. The other dragons will be telling their people. That's what's interesting to me is we get to the point of them reading their names on the death roll, but the dragons came back and it literally says, well, the dragons are back at the den, so the other dragons know and they're going to be telling their people. Like, It's interesting. But that, I just can imagine, like, trying to sneak through and not get caught.
Well, then they verbalize it too. Like, check with Coda and check with, and then she does, and then we're still like, why are we still playing this game? Or Amser or whatever. Like, they're all checking and they're like, oh, right. Like, what? So I think what's interesting is that, yeah, they're like you're saying, they're coming back to school. There's not very many of them. They're this small little group of students, poor little writers, that are coming back in, and they're, walking into God only knows what of shots fired. But on top of that, what they have seen, witnessed, and experienced in the last 6 days, and then going in there, like, they're all walking in with having lost two friends and squad mates. Like, but the worst thing they're worried about right now is like, oh, they're also going to be killed for it. Like, I just can't imagine the like stress and fear that they all have just going in there. And all they have to do is just show up.
Yeah.
And they could be executed within a matter of minutes. It's just insane.
That's exactly what I was saying too. Like, I just can't imagine that stress of doing that. And, I don't remember who makes the comment, but they're like, oh, well, I guess, like, no one around here knows. Everything looks the same. And they're like, of course they don't fucking know. Zayden literally says they're not going to out themselves over us. And that just, it really hits how insignificant they really can be to them, because their lives are so disposable, but they're also such a threat because they contain such intense information.
It's interesting because like, obviously we know how the scenario plays out and what is said and how everything happens. In an alternate, let me just rewrite the book quick. Because Fenn, that's what he was doing. He was saying, he was a whistleblower, if you will, of there are Brennen, these things are real, there's Wyvern, and people didn't like it, and so they got rid of him. Do you think if, and this is at this point in the book, so bear with me, because obviously we know how the story goes, but like, in this moment, had they walked in there and Violet Sorgale walked up to her fucking mom and was like, bitch, Brennen are real, you're full of shit, you're a liar. Like, dragons come down and scorch them? They stick them with a sword?
Probably.
They're like, oh my God, you're full of shit, you're a liar. And then they go about their day, I mean, obviously, probably the former, they would probably be killed. But how do they backtrack then if the general's daughter is saying it? Because obviously, like, Fenn Ryerson is a nobody. Nobody cares. It's interesting.
I mean, definitely both.
Yeah.
And they would probably just chalk it up to, well, she's been hanging out with Xaden and he got in her head, or, it's the Tyrish kids. Like, it would literally just be like, oh,
That's
well, she went
Zaddy.
insane.
That's Zaddy. He got in her head and in her.
Moving on to a much more devastating part of this chapter.
See, I've just been delaying this moment.
I know. Xaden and Violet go into Liam's room and get the letters that he had been writing to his sister Sloane to ensure that those are not burned with his things upon them actually finding out that he is gone. And it's, when we run into Riddick and Rhiannon, they're like, we thought you were dead. Oh my gosh. And Violet's like, look, I need you to hold on to these letters, Rhi. Like, these are so important. And if I am executed, you have to give them to her. Like, that ultimate trust that she puts in Rhiannon, because she knows Rhiannon is such a good friend and would do anything for her, and she feels so bad lying to her.
Yep.
But Liam and these letters.
Sweet, sweet Liam. And it's just so sad, because knowing that she's coming into Basgiath and just a hair short, it's so sad.
I know.
Just so sad. But I digress. I will not cry today. As Violet and I am saying, I will not cry today.
I will later. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
But so that moment is kind of like, a wake up to her too, again, because, Xaden, she's still really mad at Xaden. And then she turns around and essentially does to her friends what he's doing to her. And so now she's like, well, how the fuck are you doing it? How do you lie to people that you love or care about? And he's like, you just have to, like, whatever. And she's like, no, like, actually teach me. Tell me how to compartmentalize. And it's so difficult because you don't want to, but she also has to in this instance. And she knows in the long run she wants to keep her friends safe because she doesn't want them hurt. She's already seen the loss firsthand, literally in her arms.
Yeah.
So she doesn't want to do that again.
It's just, he's funny. He's like, I don't lie to the people I care about. I've never lied to you.
I've never lied to you.
Well, okay, select truth. That's one thing, but I've never just flat out lied to you. I'm like, Xaden.
Sure.
Xaden, this is not a good argument here, honey.
No. He tries. He really tries. The fact that she's trying to, get, like, she's trying to prove a point of, I will have full disclosure from now on. Oh, bye. Keep trying.
And, like, you can't blame her when she's like, it's full disclosure or nothing, because that is what she deserves. But it's not just them. I think that's what she's failing to see. Like,
and he's trying to.
This is a whole revolution.
A whole ass revolution. And he is trying to tell her that, like, I will give you full truth, honesty, open everything. I'm a complete open book when it comes to me. If it comes to anything outside of me and basically Basgiath's walls, no, I'm not going to tell you that, because I'm not going to put you in danger. It is my job to protect you as your boo thing, not just the one that your dragon is bonded to. Your boo thing. But literally he's like, no, bitch. And she's just like adamant, which I honestly This is one of her less cringy moments. I'm like, go off. You tell him. Full disclosure, not shit.
Honestly, I agree with her in this aspect. And he literally is like, well, you didn't fall for an ordinary rider. You fell for the leader of a revolution. I'm like, okay, great. But we have co-managers. We need co-leaders. You tell her you can co-lead this revolution.
I think that's Brennen.
No, ooh. Fuck Brennen.
Oh, no. We love Brennen.
I'm kidding. No. Oh, we love Brennen. Just funny. He wants Violet to be with him, and he wants her to love him. Well, those are her conditions. But really, this man knows how to make a dramatic ass entrance because their names are being read. It literally says Garrick Tavis, Xaden Ryerson. Captain Fitzgibbon's voice carries over formation as he reads from the death roll. Well, this is awkward. Xaden's like, yeah. I didn't know I was dead.
Hi, I'm here. This is weird. Standing right here.
It's me. Hi.
And that is
I'm the problem. It's
chapter
me.
3. Like, question mark? We just end there?
We do just end there, yeah.
We just end there. In chapter 4.
Let's just keep it rolling. What's our 4 summary?
Chapter 4. Although the administration probably wished Xaden and the other marked ones were gone, it is so delicious when Xaden walks up to the steps and shows them how alive he is. With all their jaws on the floor, Xaden and Violet tell their truth of what went on during War Games. Although it may not be the full truth, the facts remain the same. Liam and Soleil are gone, and they were set up for an attack. Now the question remains on if anyone is going to believe them. Do.
It's so heavy.
Oh.
It's just going to get...
Sorry.
It's just going to get worse because, like, we laugh and we're like, da, da, da. And then as the book goes, we're like, oh.
It's more like, dun, dun, dun.
The excerpt is, as dragons ferociously guard both their young and any information regarding their development, only 4 facts are known about the dreamless sleep. First, it is a critical time of rapid growth and development. Second, the duration varies from breed to breed. Third, as the name suggests, it is dreamless. And fourth, they wake up hungry. Colonel Geori's Field Guide to Dragonkind. I just think about Violet like craving a flock of sheep from Tarn, so feeling Darna's emotions of full craving coming out of that sleep is wild.
Oh, I don't even want to know. She'd be like, a sheep over here, a goat over there. I'm going to get 12 chickens on this side. Everything.
She's rolling up in the drive-thru. Can I get a 24-pack of chickens? Not nuggets, the whole thing.
The whole thing.
It's so funny. But we also get Jacinia. Hungry.
We do get Jacinia.
I'm so excited.
And her sassiness. Again, with this book staying on theme of being sassy, like, she rips that death roll right out of Captain Fitzgibbon's hands, and she's like, I'm so glad you're alive. Like, yeah, same. Glad to be not dead. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Captain Fitzgibbon's, you're not dead. And it's not even a question.
Nope.
It's literally just, you're not dead. But yeah, we're just, not dead. We're here. We're good.
Mm-hmm. Not dead. Completely alive.
It's just so funny. It makes me laugh. He's like, okay.
But I think it also kind of is, like, the not being a question goes back to, like, setup. You're not dead.
Suspicious. Like, yeah.
Like, not like, oh, thank God, you're alive. Like, what? No, you're not dead. Damn it. It didn't work. You're still here.
And it's not even Colonel Ados that is even saying that.
Right.
It's
Right.
Fitzgibbon. So it's like, are you in on this too? How
Right.
far up does this go? Like, we get the confirmation that it's not up to General Sorrengail's knowledge, but still,
But
like,
also then
you were expecting
noting
us to be dead.
And noting Commandant Panchek's mouth just hanging open like, what? Bitch, you can't get rid of me that fast.
How did you survive this? So it's literally like all of them just under General Sorrengail. It's like they're all in cahoots. They're all conspiring.
Yes.
And she's just left like, I'm sorry. Why did you tell me my child was dead?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's a sassy lady. I do really love it.
She gets her redemption, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And
she does. The fact that you could see the relief on her face.
Yes.
That Violet's not dead is huge.
And she, she says, she's like, my mother's eyes lock with me for one heartbeat, a side of her mouth tilting upward in an expression I'm almost scared to call pride. Just relief.
She wasn't in on Ados's plan. I know it with every fiber of my being.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's questions like, why are they reported dead?
I thought this part was interesting because, they're talking about how, so we're going from, like, typically death rolls red every day, right? But then war games being, like, an extended period. So obviously, yeah, this could be the time that they're all finally back because it's graduation. So maybe they did give it till graduation to say, like, oh, well, maybe if they're lost. Because in the last chapter, Riddick does bring up, like, well, people maybe thought you were lost, but, like, given you were with Xaden, we just thought you were dead, because how would you have gotten lost? And your dragons, like, you're on your dragons. How did you get lost? So then, but also, who is sitting here reporting, that they're dead? There's no facts here. There's no facts.
That's what I'm curious. Who reported them dead?
Who reported? I don't know. And why, again, if they thought they were lost and now is the time, like, we're at war games, I don't know. I guess that is the assumption. Like, oh, they are just dead. But if you're lost, why are we not sending, even just to do a sweep of, like, bodies? Oh, yep, there they are, dead. No one decided to, like, check it out? I don't know. And I guess it's probably just, like, how the colleges ran. Did we
not, like, ask the dragons?
Again, yeah. We go back to this communication.
What did the other dead members know? Like, but yeah, his reasoning is, well, they've been missing for 6 days, and he's all pissed off. So naturally, we just reported them dead. But we should have reported them for desertion. Like, are you joking me?
Yep. And dereliction. And I know.
Wait, desertion?
It's hilarious, though, because Xaden is so pissed, and he's like, you sent us into combat, and you're going to report us for desertion? Like, you knew full well, and if you want to try and fight me on it, boom, slap, here's the missive that you gave me, sending us to Athbean. Mm-hmm. And straight into combat zone. Like, you knew what was there, even if we're saying it's Griffin Riders. Like,
literally. And the fact that General Sorrengail is still like, what the hell is he talking about? And, like, here's the proof. Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. It just makes me so mad.
I know.
I want pudding now.
Oh, you're welcome. So as Xaden is, like, going through his truth of what happened, it's interesting because obviously he's just, like, stone-faced anyway. So there's not a single tell of that. Anything is out of line. Just perfect actor. Good job, Xaden. But then he goes on to point out, the facts of what happened. It was a surprise attack, and they caught Day and Full unaware. And then going into, we lost Liam and Soleil, and we almost lost Sorengale. The fact that then General Sorengale whips around and is like, what? Say it again. Like, how are you standing here? What happened? Explain more.
Yeah.
She's finally looking
words.
at Violet like her mother instead of just a cadet. Like, in this instance of, oh my God, she actually almost died. And and now tell me in your own words of which Colonel Ados.
He literally just jumps at her, lies. Like, why? Why is that a lie? Huh? Give me your reason as to why you think I'm lying right now. But you know what, Lilith, she's like, Ados wants to interrogate them individually. She says, I hardly think that's necessary, and I would reconsider your insinuation that a Sorengale isn't truthful. Snap.
Yep. She's bombshell in this one. I'll tell you that. It's this whole selective truth, which is a fun tidbit, I think, for this whole book and like going forward of potential signets. Selective truth. Tell the truth. Truth teller.
Yeah, Violet is telling her portion, and to back it all up, Xaden literally provides her with backup and like, here is the missive. We were under attack. Your daughter was dying. I did what I could, and I chose to save your daughter. You like, if that is not just like kind of a personal attack to General Sorengale, because it's like, how are you supposed to respond? If you're going to respond negatively, then you don't give a shit about your daughter.
Yeah. Put her in a real tight spot, which is good, because up to this point, like, everyone kind of thinks, oh no, she doesn't give a shit. Like, it's her job and the college above everything, and Violet is just another rider in the quadrant and doesn't matter.
God, and it just makes me so sad that Colonel Ados is literally like, well, what about the bodies? Like, are you joking me? That is your concern, not, oh my gosh, are you okay? Because obviously we know he's like in on it, but like, yeah, they fucking died. If they weren't dead, they'd be here. Like, this isn't some joke. Haha, just kidding. They're about to walk in too.
Well, could be a joke with Brennen still being alive. You just never know. Liam, come back.
Hey, Liam, but that was fake, right?
Please.
I will cry. I will never recover. I would be so happy.
If she did that, though, that would be like the cruelest, worst joke ever.
I know.
But I would be here for it.
But it's just the resurrection thing.
I know.
Ados is not letting up. He is being such a dick, and Lilith has had it. She's like, no, this is your handwriting on this missive. You emptied an outpost. You did this, and clearly your discretion for planning war games lacks common fucking sense. I've heard everything I need to hear. Correct the death roll. Get these cadets into formation. Commence graduation so the new lieutenants can get their wings. I expect to see you in my office in 30 minutes. Boom! Bitch!
Boom.
Go off.
I like how she goes so hard and then turns around and is just like, you survived a knife wound after being thrown into combat as a first year? Like, impressive. And she just adds, maybe you're a little more like me than I thought. Like, yes, in some aspects, but no. Yes, but no. She's like you, but better.
Yeah. But
It's a double-edged sword on that one. But the compliment was there, and I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. And we know that she can't act like her mom and showing favoritism, even though she was like, you're really going to like insinuate that a Sorengale is lying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Ados really is still... He is so pissed. He's acting like such a little bitch, and he's like, oh, we both know that is not what happened. Like, really? You gambled and you lost. You can't expose what you think the truth is without, well, exposing it. Can you? Xaden. Boom.
Boom.
They're all just like having these moments of like mic drop over and over.
Boom. He does. I mean, this whole fucking thing. Surely, if you think there's another threat out there, you'd want to share that information with the rest of the quadrant so we could adequately train to face it. Violet. Boom. Thank you. Thank you. Ugh.
The fact that he says you're such a disappointment, Violet, like really, you're really trying to hurt people because your little plan didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Gross
you're
behavior.
Such a disappointment. Okay, well, you know what? Your fucking son is a disappointment. Your whole existence is a disappointment.
And you're both crybabies. Crybaby Ados, crybaby Colonel Crybaby, crybaby Dane. Yep. Crybaby family. And then doesn't it just make you want to meet the mom? Like,
no. I don't.
Crybaby bitch.
I'm done with that family.
Oh, so done. So done. Just beginning, but so done.
TMFA. Too much fucking Ados.
Yes. Oh my god.
Done with both of you.
He tries so very hard, but then also the little, going back to Signets and Melgren's being, he could see the outcome of any battle, but not if there's 3 or more marked ones, just thrown right back in their face because they want to be checking in and being like, does this check out? Is this story? But, well, you sent all these marked ones and Violet to this post, so boom on you. You thought they were all going to end up dead, and now here we are.
Can't fact check them. You did that intentionally, and that's on you.
Yep.
Dumb bitch. I just can't. And now we've dealt with one Ados. We have to deal with the other one. You know what? We mic dropped this Ados, so let's mic drop other one.
Yeah. They get their fucking asses handed to them by both Sorengales, General and Violet. Thank you very much. It's a 2-for-1. Oh my gosh. I like that Xaden still is.
I need you to read to me what Violet says to Dane because I'm going to get chills. I just know it.
Okay. So, they run into each other and immediately Dane says, "You're alive. We heard." Dane reaches for me and I recoil. If that doesn't make you want to throw up.
Ew.
Touch me and I swear to the gods I'll cut your fucking hands off and let the quadrant sort you out in the next round of challenges, Dane Ados.
Woo woo!
Boom. It's Xaden. It's still Xaden. Like, he says, you cannot kill him here. Violence indeed. Ugh. And then him going, you should take her at her word. In fact, if you don't, I'll take personal offense. She made her choice and it wasn't you. It will never be you. I know it. She knows it. The whole quadrant knows it. This whole fucking page, I tell you what, like
Stick it to him.
That is a double mic drop. Like slapping him so fucking hard, kick to the nuts. Take that. Too much fucking Dane. Go home, you little bitch baby.
Yeah. Literally, like, this is kicking a grown man when he's down, and I'm okay with it.
Oh, it's so good.
But he also just, like, outed their relationship to everybody, like, verbally, not just speculation at this point. And she's over here like, bitch, we're not even together anymore.
I know. She's, like, so offended by it. But Imogen is just like, what? I heard that?
Gosh, but, you know, Dane's like, what else? You gonna threaten to kill me, Ryerson? He's like, no. Why should I when Sorengale is perfectly capable of doing that herself? She doesn't want you to touch her. Pretty sure everyone in the quadrant heard her. That should be enough for you to keep your hands to yourself. And then, you know, we have to whisper it. But in case it's not, every time you think of reaching for her face, I want you to remember one word.
Aspen. Aspen.
Zane's like, let me just give you a little bit of a lisp. Aspen.
Yeah. And now I'm just gonna start leaning into you and whispering in your ear. Aspen. Aspen. Oh my God.
No response? Interesting. Get back in formation, squad leader, before I lose all pretense of civility on behalf of Liam and Celio.
Yep.
I mean, made him back up, so... He
needs to learn his fucking place. And it ain't touch a violet. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Literally. But God, we moved from one problem to another. The problem originally was get in, don't die. And now it's, okay, we're in, we're not dead. But now Zayden's being sent off because he's graduating.
Hurts my heart.
I know.
Even just going... they go, you know... Brennen is the first to, like, comment on them just slapping the shit out of Dane. She's like, that was hot.
Yeah.
And Nadine, or she says, that was interesting. And Nadine comes in with, that was hot. Yep.
Facts.
Imogen, love triangles can get so fucking awkward, don't you think? I hate they go, you know, yeah. So now we're moving from second years to third years, first years to second years, and handing out orders for new posts. But before they do that, they do finally read the roles, the names from the death roll. And my heart breaks all over again because I just don't know why. The fact that she holds it in and doesn't cry, it's the first time, I think.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's the first. She's doing really well. She's doing really, really well because I would be sobbing.
But also, what a boring graduation. You're like, okay, you're officially the next year. You're officially out of here. Cool. And break.
And
done.
That's all we got. And here, congratulations to you. The rest of you will report as per usual. Move about your day.
Like, cool. You know what's next. Back to it.
Well, and I like that Riddick comments on it. He's like, it's just kind of underwhelming. Just saying, surviving 3 years at this place should come with a lifetime supply of ale and a party so good you can't remember it. And Quinn says, that's for tonight.
It makes me sad, though. At the very end, it says, out of the 11 first years who came through our squad during the year, both before and after threshing, the 5 of us are the only ones left standing for now.
It's the for now.
Ouch.
It's the for now.
I know.
Like, she could have stopped after left standing,
Ouch.
period. And then she put for now. I'm sorry. I did not agree for Riddick, Sawyer, Rhiannon, or Nadine, or Violet to die. I didn't agree to this. So don't put for now.
Or also not even just their particular set of first year squads, but Zayden, Imogen, Bodhi, Garrick,
Right.
No.
Well, yeah.
No.
But I'm saying, because she's saying out of the 11 first years.
Yeah.
Like, For now. For now? Fuck you, Rebecca.
I'm telling you, if Sawyer dies...
If Riddick dies...
Oh, no. I will literally burn the world down if Riddick dies. But naming my dog after the character Sawyer... Because literally... we know what happens later in this book and what she says about Sawyer. And I'm like, nope. If she takes out Sawyer in a future book, I'm going to be holding my dog like, no.
Just book in one hand, dog in the other. You're not even going to be able to hold her by the time Onyx Storm comes out. So let's just preface it with that. Because you can barely hold her now. She's already massive. But
we'll have to do a pup date. Because the last one we did, she was 8 weeks old. Now she's 17 weeks old, so
my pup date is that I am puppyless. All my babies,
I know.
Riddick, Rhiannon, Imogen, and who else did I have?
Violet.
Oh, no. There were 3 girls and 1 boy. Imogen? Oh, Violet. Violet was the first to go. That's why I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yep. That was so long ago. Oh my gosh. And then, we dwindled down to 2, and we had 2 for so long. And now I don't have any. And Riddick was my last little babe to go, and it was so heartbreaking. He went to a really good home. They all did. They all went to really good homes. They'll be happy little puppies. But Riddick, he's going to be so loved. But I cannot lose Riddick. Like, cannot tell you how attached to him I was. And in this book. Super attached.
Yeah, no.
He's my emotionally support character. Yes, he is my emotional support character, and I need him in his comedic relief.
Yes.
Even though we have Andarna and her sassy ass, I need Riddick. Thank you. Okay, next.
Riddick is still the OG comedic relief.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's it. That's chapters 1 through 4. We did it.
I'm just... With Fourth Wing, I had reread, and I feel like I was just, like, so much more knowing. But I haven't reread Iron Flame since I read it last year when it came out, and I'm like, this is really new again. Like, I remember the premise of the book, what happens, but, like, all the details, all the jabs, I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot about this. It's going to be so good.
Mm-hmm. Truly, no. I think I flew through it, and then, when you read a book that ends the way that this book ends, that takes over your entire brain of, oh my god, this giant thing just happened. You just dropped a giant bomb on us again, like she did at the end of Fourth Wing. So now here I am just like, wait, what happened again? Like, how did we get to that point? There are, I remember the bulk of the plot line.
Yeah.
But like you're saying,
well,
even there's so much I don't remember that I'm excited. Even doing these first 4, I was like, ooh, yeah, we're back in it. And now I'm excited because we're in the revolution and it's exciting. And Fourth Wing is 2 more talked about as far as reels, social media, whatever. But Iron Flame, I feel like, is lesser. Which we'll have so much more too because all the theories to come with Onyx Storm. So this is very exciting.
That is a huge advantage of doing it this way now that Onyx Storm is not out because, during Fourth Wing, we want to talk about theories, but it's like we can really only talk so many theories because we do have a good chunk of what happens next. But now, we have nothing.
I have no idea. And there's so much to come. And literally, that woman on social media is like the bane of my existence. She knows how to just post just enough to like get you reeling, get you freaking out with excitement and fear. Because I'm like, this next book, I have a horrible gut feeling that it's going to be awful. Awful. Rip up my heart in a million pieces, kind of awful. In maybe a good way, but also painful.
She did just do an interview where someone asked if, I don't remember exactly how the question was, but they prefaced it like, is Dane actually the second love? Even though she said Violet and Zane are endgame. But she goes, Are you talking like a Tamlin situation right now? Because I am not Sarah. I was like, damn, Rebecca.
Good for her.
She's like,
good
we are
for her.
Very diverse. And just because she wrote a book like that doesn't mean I'm writing a book like that. I was like,
yeah.
Okay, Sarah gave us trust issues. That's what we're asking.
We're just very unsure of where you're going. And I think, because I've read several other books and they're, romance, there's heartbreak, but there's also pretty much a happily ever after. And I don't know if I trust Rebecca to do that. Like, I don't think she is. I think she's here to actually destroy us. Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway.
Well, we'll just have to keep going, find the theories. We'll see what happens in Onyx Storm. Next week, we'll have the next 4 chapters, which is super exciting. If you missed our last episode, we did just do an interview with Victoria, the owner of Livco. And we also have an interview with Allie, the owner of Bookish Dreamers, coming out. We have a really exciting interview that we're doing next week, coming out in a few weeks, and we cannot wait.
That one is really, really exciting, and you definitely want to listen to it. And
I know.
Kind of transition that we're making with the podcast going forward is obviously still our deep dives, but then also kind of breaking up our episodes with some smaller, like easier to digest episodes. 1, because they're super fun and quicker to listen to, but also 2, we have met some incredible people and we want to share about them and chat with them and just literally spend time and like talk to them about their interests, what's going on, all things bookish. So yeah, lots of fun, exciting things to look forward to, and definitely go check out our latest episode. And then by the time this comes out, the next episode.
The next episode with Allie.
Yes.
Ultimate goal, deep dive Iron Flame Sundays, chunkier episodes in the weekends, fun little episodes midweek on Wednesdays.
Yes. So still posting like 1 a week, but they'll just alternate, which is be great. So staggered, and it'll be so much fun. And also, if you do have theories that you want to share going through Iron Flame into Onyx Storm, please share them to our social media, DM us, comment, leave a review.
Yeah.
Please do all the things, because we want to know and hear what your thoughts are and share like in what could possibly be. And also, if you do have something that is kind of trickling through the book, like, then we can kind of look for it too, because we're just starting this book. So it'd be great to do together.
Absolutely. Well, if you made it this far, thanks for bearing with us in our crazy ramblings. And we're just happy that you're here. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, turn on post notifications, leave us a review wherever you're watching or listening. It would be very greatly appreciated. But thank you. We're just happy that you're here.
Thank you for being here and spending time with us on your lovely Sundays. We look forward to it every week.
Absolutely. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.